Okay. Take a first video here. So, decided to remodel the bathroom, and this is one of the reasons why. Obviously, we've got some water damage seeping into the sheetrock, which is gross. It's disgusting. The water here is disgusting too because I didn't put a water softener in, which is why it's got all this rust built up. So I'm gonna have to buy one of those as well. Decided to rip out the tub and, shower combo because it's a combo. Well, I guess actually technically this is like a fiberglass back piece, so we're gonna rip all that out. So, yeah, so that's the plan. Gonna retile the floor as well. The people that did this, they definitely updated this. This is obviously, or this is definitely not, because I think the house was built in like '62 or something like that. And there's just no way that this was the original flooring. And I don't think this was like the original sheetrock and stuff either. My understanding is, they would usually use the lathe and the whatever the heck they put in between there. But anyways, yeah. So if you notice here, they didn't do a good transition here either, between the new floor and that's just cheap imitation wood flooring. But yeah, they didn't do a transition here. So over time, as I or others have drug their feet across or hit that, because again, it's not perfectly flat up against the floor either. We've actually damaged the tile as well, so I'm going to redo that too. Not sure exactly how far up I'm gonna do the sink too. Here's the old. Actually, don't even really want to show you the sink because it's disgusting because of the rust. So yeah, I'm gonna get a new countertop as well, and I don't like the shape of this. The shape of this thing is just here. It's goofy. It's the weirdest sink ever. I've never seen a sink designed like this. That's a pretty sweet hammer, right? Yeah. So, anyways, we're gonna redo all that, and I don't know how far up I'm gonna go with the tile. I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna go to the edge right here, maybe a little bit farther, just maybe out a little bit, for sure on the sides, because I think my curb is gonna be right where the edge of the tub is at. I don't think I'm gonna come out too far. I'm concerned. Obviously, this bathroom is tiny, so we just only have so much room to work with, and so yeah, I'm not going to come out a whole lot farther. But yeah, all right. Hopefully, the next video will be a bunch of the demo. Okay, so here's demo day. I think technically two, because I did a little bit yesterday and then a little bit today. I'm actually not done yet. I need to take a little bit more off of this wall. Same with this one. And then I found, unfortunately here, some water damage on the back side of this sheetrock. The opposite side of this is a closet, so that goes all the way over back here somewhere. So I'm not really sure how much I'm going to have to take off or cut out of that, but that'll be tomorrow. We're done for the day. Fun little discovery though. I had suspected because I saw the hole from the underneath or the bottom side of this, but there appears to have been a shower here previously. So or this was just completely oriented different. That's entirely possible too. I don't know. It could have been a tub or something, and I don't know, maybe the closets weren't there or something. I have no idea. And again, I mean, this is obviously used to be a window. The window sill actually came out past the 2x4s here, so I busted those up. I just took the hammer, and broke all those. Haven't decided yet, and I'm leaning towards replacing all this insulation. It looks like garbage. And I mean this is obviously an exterior wall. My furnace is almost directly underneath. Actually, it is directly underneath the bathroom. So, probably going to end up doing that. That sucks, but you know what? It's going to be better than leaving this crap in here. Last thing that I did today, well, I started busting up the floor there to put the curb down. Tempted to actually move that out a little bit just so I get a little bit more room in the shower. And then on top of that, if I do that, then I can put the shower heads and the assembly on this side of the 2x4, because the 2x4 is the dead center of the shower. And unless I chop that out, and do a bunch of framing and stuff, it's just going to be a bunch of extra work that I don't really want to put in. So, again, I think I'm just going to bump out that curb a little bit and kind of call it a day. But yeah, anyways, last thing that I did was started taking out the vanity. I'm totally replacing the sink, obviously. I noticed this, and this is flippin' hilarious. So instead of, taking out that screw and, moving this, I don't know, whatever this is back here, a support piece of wood, they just cut it. I don't know, it seems like the dumbest freaking thing ever. I mean, they could have moved it down or up. I don't know. I don't know. I'm like, why would you do that? It's so weird. And then I went the cheap route here. If you notice here, I've got my new handle for my sink sitting down here in this bucket, because I didn't buy shut-off valves, and there weren't any, obviously, that came in here. So that was me being cheap, and I'll be honest, that was not bright. I should have just bought some shut-off valves for this, but I skimmed a little bit. But yeah, anyways, that's day 2. Stay tuned for more. All right, day, I don't know how many. The shower pan is about to be poured. I've got the drain installed here. I did my plumbing, converted the old copper to PEX, and I got a little piece of TP here to make sure that there's no leaks. So far, so good. Obviously, the diverter, and then this will be the shower, and the top one will be the rain head, whatever the freak it's called. Most of the tile is busted out. I'm going to pour the pan before I do any of the tile stuff. And I'm going to be honest, messing around with this mud has been the most fun part of this entire project so far. Reminds me of making a sandcastle. So, yeah, fun stuff. Alright, so, day, again, I don't know, I've lost track. And I took the day off yesterday and really didn't do that much today. But, anyways, a couple pieces of the floor tile are down. If you notice there, back in that corner, I totally did a horrid job of measuring out that specific tile. I thought the back of the toilet was going to go back a little bit farther. So anyways, I cut a tiny little piece that I'll just shove in the back there. It's going to be tough to spot that anyway, but whatever. It is what it is. The pan, obviously already, oops, there we go. That's a little better. Pan poured that a few days ago, I should say. So that's all dried now, so we're good to go. Did the curb. I only did 2x4s. I'm still kind of liking that. I don't know. I've gone both ways now on whether or not I should have put one more 2x4 over the top of that. But I wanted to keep the curb actually really small. I mean, I really would have liked to do or not have one at all, but that just didn't seem reasonable at all. So all right. Anyway, all the Durock is up. I've got actually the fixtures are up there. I turned those on just to make sure that no dust and stuff got into the lines, before I put the actual heads on there. So I ran those clean, and yeah, so no issues there. I don't know, this part is really not good. I'm a little concerned about this because I only had 5 feet of Durock to work with. And what I probably should have done is just cut it off right here, right on this, because there's a stud obviously right behind there. But then not cut out so much sheetrock. Only problem with that was a bunch of the sheetrock behind the toilet was not, was junk. It, had water damage. So I don't know. I'm not really sure, that I could have done much differently unless I would have ran the Durock, vertically. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. It is what it is. I'm just gonna have to, mud up this. There's a spot here where, actually, you know what I should have done? I should have put a 2x4. Yeah, 2x4 behind that. That would have been the smart way to do it. And just kind of, had something there for, or to screw Durock into. But I don't know. I think it's going to end up all right. I'm going to tape that off and mud it up, and it'll end up being all right. But, yeah, got the cutout done for the diverter. Obviously, again, the cutout's done for that, or for the shower heads. This valve I ordered online, and that was not smart. Well, I shouldn't say that. It would have been fine, except the threads on the thing are completely garbage. So I ended up putting a bunch of Teflon tape on it so that it wouldn't leak, because I could only thread it in a little ways. Now, I did actually knock out the sheetrock on the back side of this wall, and rigged it all up, and turn the toilet valve on so that I could make sure that it wasn't leaking, and it wasn't leaking. So we're good to go there. The new toilet, by the way, is freaking awesome. Should have replaced that, I don't know, probably right when I moved in, because this new toilet is the bomb. But yeah, we're getting there. Obviously, we've got a lot of cutting to do. I don't know what I'm going to do. Tomorrow actually is going to be getting some of the mortar mixed, and I'm gonna have to tape all these lines and tape all of the concrete. These are special screws for this Durock, and I'm gonna have to use mortar and go over all of those, the heads of those. So and then after that, that'll have to dry, and I'll do the waterproofing. So I'm guessing the next video I'll just hold off until all of the waterproofing is done. And yeah, that'll be the next one. All right, I don't know. All right, so we're going to talk about, or I'm going to talk about the things that I've done in the recent days. So let's start off with some of the things that I actually don't like. So I'm going to step back here. It should be obvious. You can tell that the drain is not centered, right? Because I used the hole that was already there for, well, again, what I assume was an older shower that was in here before the bath and tub combo. But also it's not actually centered from this way. I don't know where my foot's at to the wall either. And I actually could have bumped out the curb a little bit and kind of made that up, but I didn't. Kind of kept it where it was at. Unfortunately, because this bathroom is just so small, there's just only so much room to work with here. I will say there was one other thing that I wish I would have done a bit differently, and that's actually just the drain itself it's super deep. So like, I don't know if I can really, I guess you can kind of see that. So that's a good, I'm bad at measurements, but that's, I don't know, right around like 3/4 of an inch. So that's super deep. Really wish that it wasn't that deep. And that kind of goes back to my self-criticism. I think that I've already pointed out was that I bought some of this stuff online. I don't think that was, like, in hindsight, I don't think that was the best way to do things. I probably should have just picked everything up at like Menards or made a trip to Home Depot or something, just so I could actually kind of see this stuff before it got here. Because it's just it's hard to like, know dimensions and stuff really well if you're just looking at stuff online. But one thing that I'm actually super happy with is the cuts. Like, I did a pretty freaking good job with these cuts around this train. And it's actually like really flush too, so in most spots anyway. So I'm pretty happy with that. But yeah, let's see what else. There's some spots in the floor that aren't level or as level as I'd like them to be. And part of that was again because the drain was so deep. I should have put down more mortar when I did the initial pour. I did like 2 bags and a half, a little bit more than a half. And I probably should have done like at least 4. I think 4 would have probably really, really nailed it. But anyways, all right, so let's move on. I obviously I haven't done the grout yet in here. I think I'm gonna save that. I don't know when I'm gonna do that, honestly. It needs to be kind of soonish though. I mean, I can do the other 2 walls, I guess, still first. But I want to have the floor grouted before I do the bottom tile. So what I'm gonna do here is that's a ledger board, apparently is what it's called. It's just a flat level piece of wood. So I leveled that out before I started putting my tiles on today. And I love these. They're like it's like a tile leveling system. I absolutely should have done these out here as well. And I like the the grout lines are for the most part pretty small too. So I really wish I would have done that out here. I really should have. So that was another thing that I would change. But so far so good. Everything's looking pretty good. I didn't do the 2 cut pieces on the bottom for whatever reason. I just wanted to keep going up higher, but I did the 2 up there. So yeah, again, everything is going pretty good. I think I'm gonna end up doing 3 full rows higher here. I haven't measured that out. I just think that that's what it's gonna end up being. And hopefully that ends up, kind of going a little bit higher than the waterproofing and that taped line up there. Reason being, if I do that, then I don't have to do a bunch of extra like mud work up at the top, and like smooth it out and sand it and all that crap. So, yeah, hopefully. But I also don't want to go too high though, too. So we'll see. We'll see how it ends up looking. But anyways, that's where we're at. I don't know what the next video will be. So we'll just go from there. All right. So I'm going to take another video because we're almost done here. But I'm working on the grouting today. Basically everything is all the tile is in, literally all of the tile, even this stupid corner over here that probably didn't really need it. But yeah, so we're grouting right now. I've got some work to do yet on the sides here. This is an old house, so nothing is square, nothing is straight. Everything's all messed up. But yeah, it's coming along. We're gonna get it. We're gonna get it looking good at the end. But yeah, I'm super happy right now with how things are looking. I don't know, the grout's looking pretty good too. So just gonna keep plugging along here. The top edge, that almost got all covered up, which is good. I'll just do a little bit of I don't remember if it's spackling or mud, whatever. But we'll cover that up and sand it out and paint over it. And yeah, I think the last video is probably going to be next. I think this is gonna be it. It's really just grout, and then I'm gonna put the glass panel on here. And I guess the fixtures too. I kind of forgot about that, but yeah, I don't know, like I said, I think the next video will be the last one, and I'm sure I'll splice all these together so it looks all, yeah. All right, I'm gonna keep going with the grout. All right, day, you know, who knows, a lot. Oh, see, I've got some paint there. I've started painting. I did, you know, mud up along the top edge there, and you notice I've got some, you know, some painting left to do up there, but I've literally just started. So, which I don't love painting. Apparently, it's not that difficult, but I don't love it. And then I've noticed I've actually, the shower is working, everything is working, and I've taken, you know, I don't know, the last few days I've been able to take showers. I've noticed over here we're getting just a tiny bit of water, you know, that'll just splash from inside over here onto this wall. So I'm going to, and keep in mind this already has been waterproofed once. Underneath, this is mostly, no, actually, I'm sorry, that is mud. You know, I did a little bit of mortar because this actually is still the Duroc. That actually does come out, you know, what is it, about 1.5 feet or so until it meets the actual sheetrock. And again, I already did waterproof it, you know, once, so I'm sure it's probably fine, but I don't know, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little test and just see kind of like what, you know, so another layer of waterproofing looks like over the top of the actual mud. And, you know, if it works out, then I'll just paint over it. If not, I'll have to sand off the little spot that I try and just paint. But, you know, I'm just, because of the original shower had, you know, water issues over here in this corner, I'm just, you know, I really want to do everything I can to prevent anything like that in the future. And obviously, I'm not going to have any issues on this side. The water's not going to get out to here. But because this is open and I'm leaving this open, there's no door. You know, this is just walk in and get your stuff done. Again, you know, I really want to make sure that this stays waterproofed out here. So stay tuned. All right. So we are pretty much done. Put the transition strip down today. Still need to put the door on, but that'll be, you know, 5 minutes or so. And I did been repainting the vent, I don't know, outlet thing there. And I did order this double towel rack, which I like. I had to touch it up a little bit because it was looking a little busted up. But yeah, anyways. Oh, and I left the mat inside here. That's cute. Whoopsies. All right, that looks good. All right, so yeah, so like I said, we're pretty much done here. All the tiling is done. The drain obviously there. Got the rain shower head and the, you know, I don't know what you call that, like the detachable, I guess, shower head. Which I don't really like that so far. I've been, I've taken, you know, a couple weeks worth of showers now, and I don't use it. I like the rain head, but whatever. But yeah, other than that, it went really well. I'm really happy with how it all turned out. Over here, I did actually do, so basically it's, you know, it's Duroc, and then it's a little bit of mortar just to cover the Duroc, and then I did one layer of waterproofing, and then the sheetrock mud I did over the top of that, and then I did one more layer of waterproofing just to be super safe, and then I painted over that, and it turned out great. I was worried that, you know, there might be some coverage issues, but it ended up working out really well. So there's all that. Brand new toilet. Here, I don't know how well this is going to turn out, but whatever. Obviously the brand new kitchen sink combo, and then the new faucet, which I like. It's very similar to the one at my old house, which I loved. Then we've got the towel rack. I actually do have one more, like, I don't know, kind of like a towel rack thing that I'm gonna put up over the top of the um, the toilet here. But like I said, pretty much done, and I am again incredibly happy. God, so much work though. Oh my gosh, way bigger project than I have ever tackled before. But again, very very happy with how it turned out. And you know, $0 for labor costs is pretty nice.